Hey, Dad. I love that truck.
In the last episode, we poured 58 yards of concrete. Now that it's cured, it's time to get to work and start framing trusses. So I'm out here putting together my Versatube building, and I'm doing the trusses. I'm going to give you a few tips that I think will be helpful to you. The first tip would be do your first truss and get it as close to perfect as you can, and use it as a template. So for the first truss, basically just follow your directions. The lengths are pretty good, but I found the bends aren't quite perfect. Turns out, for the way that they're bent and the lengths, the shorter end works out better on the roof, and the longer end works out better on the wall for getting the correct width. Would probably be okay, but I'm OCD about things, and so I want every truss exactly the same, and I want the building to be square, and you take your time now and it'll just go together easier. And the other thing is, they say in the instructions that you may need to bend in the ends of the tubes and flare out the ends of the tubes that go together. I started by only pounding in the ones that looked like needed it, but basically it really helps, and it doesn't take much, but each and every one of them, here and here, just take you a 2x4 or whatever, put it up under, take a sledge, and just give it a nice tap on that side and that side with a board under it, and it'll make your life so much easier. This little edge on really all of them is just barely flared up, and it doesn't really look like it'd be an issue, but it really makes your life easier, and that's all it takes, just a nice little tap. So here's what I mean about these not being the same length. The instructions and the plans don't say anything about it. I assume they're supposed to be the same length on each side, and that's symmetric. But these ones here, if you measure them, you put your tape measure up against this inside edge, parallel to it. This is measuring about 52 1/8. This one's measuring about 52 5/8. So this one actually goes like this. A lot of them in the stack are the same, oriented the same, but some of them aren't, and this was one of them. So I just pull them off the stack in the same way and then double check them. And yeah. Everything looks pretty good. So then I'll assemble this bottom cord. So in my case there's 10. Pass them out. So with everything looking good and lined up to the pattern truss, I'll take my builder square, put this bracket directly above. Okay, and I'll do the same on the other side. Okay. So after I've done that, then I go through and I assemble all the webs, putting in the bolts finger tight but not doing any screws. Follow the directions for the placement, and then you just copy the first pattern truss. So at this point, all the bolts holding the webs are finger snug, but nothing's actually been screwed. So I go around and make sure everything is good, and I start screwing. Usually I'll do 2 screws in these plates on the ends. Now I can really have a lot more confidence that everything's going to come out good with everything being lined up. So I was buying some new tools, and I was wondering what all the fuss over these drill drivers was. And I went ahead and just got it because with the you get such a better deal with the kit, and I wanted at least a drill and a saw and batteries and charger. Anyways, this is the DCF887, and this is the DCD 791, and I thought, you know, well, what possible benefit does this have if you have one of these? You know, it'll basically do everything this will do. For starters, this one 3,800 RPM top speed. This one 2,000 RPM top speed. So it's going to turn a little faster. Let's drill one in with the drill driver. Goes in pretty quick. With the drill, about the same. Got the clutch set pretty low. The reason I have the clutch set pretty low is this one seems like it wants to strip them out a lot easier. So it's actually a little faster. This is thinner gauge than this. Let's do this. drill's actually faster, surprisingly. I thought I was using this one earlier, and it seemed to be going faster, but I don't know. Maybe I'll use this one. Interesting. Let's do some more. So, it seems like if you use lighter pressure, the drill driver goes in maybe faster. If you use real heavy pressure, the drill goes in a little faster. It's hard to say though. So everything's screwed in, everything looks straight. The last thing I do is go through and tighten up all the bolts. With 13 trusses complete, that wraps it up for this episode. Stick around, and next time, we start standing the walls and setting the trusses using the backhoe as a crane.